Hi everyone. So I'm going to explain my unit by design project. So it's a 10 school days, 2-week program for fourth and fifth grade autism. Sorry, I just got braces, so my speech is a little off. Um, so the process is for number identification and addition. So normally my kids work with DLM, but I think we're going to work with the New Jersey SLA state standard. It's 4 MBT B4, fluently add and subtract multi-digit whole numbers using the standard algorithm. So in order to do this and to accomplish the standard goals, I kind of wanted to break it down into first going over number identification through a different types of curriculum. We're using touch math, go math. I pieced together a bunch of different things, got from different teachers, some tools, 3D manipulators, laminated money. So any ways that we're going to teach not only number identification, but numbers with the purpose and goal driven towards having them count. Ultimately, the final project is going to be having them spend upwards of $20. That way, they're doing two multi-digit whole numbers. They're going to add together these numbers in a real-world setting. So this is what the students build up to. As we go through, this is stage one with my reasoning, all the prerequisites and everything. Stage two, we have the evaluative criteria. So this is actually the formative and summative evaluations that I'm going to do. In my class, especially for autism, we keep a very hard, like data-driven track of the students' progress, and we put it in Excel spreadsheets. So down here, you'll see we'll have different types of number identification and then addition problems. So right next to it, you'll handwrite in numbers, say 1 through 10 randomized, and the student will identify that during the touch math and do the appropriate tactile sensation. If the student does it appropriately, they get a plus. If they don't, they get a minus. So this is based out of 10 problems during their station rotation. They That's then converted into a percentage. Same thing when they move on to addition. It's broken down into 2 different weeks. These are the people in the room with the performance tasks, some of the other evidence. So I'm going to skip down and go through some of these days. So, starting with the first week, the students are going to be able to utilize their AAC devices. I wanted to incorporate a lot of the UDL, Universal Design for Learning, theories behind this. So, the way that we set these stations up, there's one broken down into teacher instruction. There's a touch math station and a go math number station. Both of these have other different curriculum like manipulatives added in, and this will be revised and adjusted as needed for each student because some of the students are a little bit more higher functioning than the other ones. I feel like they'll get along with it faster. There is some gamification added in too. I added in some different games that the students can play in a review setting for the fourth station. Um, so it's also broken down. We have a half an hour for each period block. So there's a minute transition time in between and afterwards, and then it's 7-minute increments for each station. There's going to be exit tickets. Uh, and here's a summary of some of the key learning and events. So we have the where to, which is broken down. The students' goals are actually going to be posted not only in the stations, but also in the front of the room as well. There's going to be a main timer clock in the front of the room, as well as pictures of the students. And these pictures will indicate which station they start at. So the students will get into a routine. They'll be able to understand exactly where they're going, what they're expected to do, the daily outcome, and the essential questions will also be visibly posted in each station as well. Um, The hook with this is not only the movement that the stations provide, but also some of the gamification at the end, and also having the students look forward to being able to spend some money in the school store. So the final project, when everything builds up to it, is we're going to use addition in a real world setting. So the students will go through learning the numbers, learning the functions, learning addition, being able to add those components together to add two-digit whole numbers together. Now, in order for the students to demonstrate this in a real world setting, we do have a school store at our school. It's very cool. It's student run. There's multiple different objects in there between Legos, toys, candy, food, anything the students want to buy. They can earn PBIS school dollars. Now, each student already has over $20 right now saved up. So the students are going to go in and spend a minimum of $20, and they're going to demonstrate that they can add together the total for everything that they have and provide the money, and then either get change if it's needed or demonstrate that they spent accurately $20. So this should fulfill the state standard, go through the whole motions. There's a lot that I skipped over, but I wanted to make sure I got this within 5 minutes. The materials that we have, it is differentiated. Here's some of the examples of the learning items. It is differentiated with universal design for learning because a lot of my students are nonverbal. Some have visual impairments. So I did incorporate some of the touch math with these different like color coded bears too, right here that you can see. So this is what the normal touch math looks like, but this will make it a little more visually appealing for my one student that can't see. And there are a lot of other incorporations for universal design for learning that I did for this unit plan. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed.